Hello traders and welcome back to my YouTube channel IPDATrader. Now in today's video, we're going to be talking a little bit about trading psychology, right? More specifically aimed towards profitability. What are things you need to consider when working towards that goal, how you should be approaching the markets, and how is your mind wired and sort of approaching the financial markets, right? So, videos on the topic of psychology were absolutely requested multiple times. So as you guys know in this channel, I try to help the YouTube audience and community as much as I can. So we're essentially going to be discussing a couple things that I believe can and sort of should improve your mind when working towards trading full time or being profitable in the markets, right? Because at the end of the day, guys, you can have the very best strategy out there, you can have the very best information, you can have the very best mental. If your trading psychology is not right and is not correct, and your approach is missing or sort of not not optimal, you are going to have a very hard time achieving that consistency and profitability. So, with all that being said, guys, if this sounds like something you want to learn today, make sure you stick to the entire video, and we're going to be getting started right away. So traders, we're on the drawing board as we usually do, and we're going to get started discussing certain ideas over here. As we said, focus is going to be towards profitability, but there's certain things that you need to understand first, right? So the very first thing that you need to understand is what is the role that you play within the markets, okay? And if you trade at home, if you trade your own money and capital, you're right away considered a retail trader, okay? By the way, this is me as well. I'm considered a retail trader as well because I do trade my own money and capital, okay? So this is what we are within the industry, okay? We are considered a retail trader. Now, retail trading makes up only, I believe it is 5% of the total traded volume within a given day in the markets, okay? So right away, we can identify how insignificant we really are in the markets, okay? So that's the very first thing that you want to keep in mind. You are a retail trader and you are insignificant. Sort of the big bucks and money is absolutely reserved for different types of people, which we're unfortunately not part of. So we understand that. Cool. Now let's talk a little bit about the average and sort of nowadays the approach that people take towards trading, right? So let's take an example, trader A over here, right? And we're doing a generalization over here because that's the best way of getting messages and ideas across, okay? I know this will not apply to everyone, but sort of rather the majority over here. So we say we have trader A who was introduced to the markets via social media, right? This is a very common theme nowadays. Many traders are introduced to the markets using this over here, social media. So we understand that, and right away this is polluting their approach to trading because they are right away going to be thinking, hey, I'm going to join the markets and I'm very soon going to be making a lot of money because I saw this guy on social media telling me this thing over here and sort of selling me false expectations and all that sort of stuff, right? So you want to be very picky in regards to who you are listening to and paying attention to. That is a key towards profitability. You want to be paying close attention to who you're listening to, right? And what type of information you're consuming. Information. Well, let's just keep it as information over here. So right away, we can identify that the vast majority of traders, and once again, I'm talking about the retail industry, are approaching trading most probably with the wrong mindset and approach due to the false expectations that they have been sold into using social media, okay? So how do we fix this? How can we approach trading the right way? And the very first thing that I'm going to be telling you here, and really the most essential component is You really need to be enjoying trading, okay? If you do not enjoy sitting in front of the charts, working towards data, analyzing certain things, expecting certain things to happen, and all the craft that involves trading, you should not be trading. If you're only sitting in front of the charts because you're saying to yourself, hey, I'm going to make some money today, let's go, right? No, absolutely not. That's not how it goes. If you do not enjoy the process of trading, enjoy the different tasks it involves, like journaling, backtesting, reading, um, asking questions, really figuring things out, you're not going to be successful. That's the bottom line over here. And I'm not trying to knock anyone out. I'm just giving you the truth right away so that you are not sold false expectations and sort of expect to make a lot of money in a very short period of time, because that is most probably not going to happen for you unless you're some sort of trading genius, which you shouldn't be counting on that fact right away, okay? Because that's very unlikely. So now, what do you need to do to achieve profitability now that we understand trading the right way and that you understand that you need to be trading because you truly enjoy it? And there's no harm in quitting if you do not feel like, hey, trading is maybe not for me. I'm going to be sort of working in a different space or doing different things, right? You can try trading, and if you do not enjoy the process of trading, you should not continue because you're going to be wasting money and time. So, how do we achieve profitability? What are certain things and sacrifices we need to give right away in order to achieve what we want to achieve? Well, whoops, that's the wrong one. Let's remove some of the stuff over here and let's list some things out that you're going to need to give away in order to achieve this goal over here, okay? So one of them being time, right? It's going to be longer than you think in order to achieve this. Once again, you are going to need to invest a huge amount of time, effort, which is doing own analysis, asking questions, working through data, analyzing pairs, asking questions, asking why are things happening, okay? You're going to need to put a huge amount of effort creating different PDF files, really anything, right? You at the end of the day, you're going to be putting a lot of time, effort. This one is also important, money, right? Whether that is in education, which I highly suggest everyone struggling invest into, and by the way, not necessarily into my mentorship, just really try and see who can help you with your trading. Who is someone that has a approach that you like, that sort of explains things in a way that makes sense to you and you like certain ideas about him or her, right? So you need to invest a lot of money, and that is going to be divided between education and losses, because at the end of at the start of your journey, right, you should not expect to be profitable right away. And while you can trade demo accounts while you learn, that is not real trading, and that is not going to help you when you're actually dealing with real money, okay? So that's why I never suggest and never really recommend anyone trade demo accounts, because it's pointless, it's useless. You're not feeling the same thing that another trader, let's say trader B, is feeling while trading his life money, okay? So time, effort, money. These are keys that you are going to need to sacrifice in order to achieve profitability. So right away, please remove the false expectation that by the end of, let's say, by the end of 3 months, you're going to be this phenomenal trader, because trading takes a huge amount of time, a huge amount of effort, and in most cases, a huge amount of money invested, okay? Because that's the price that you pay in order to achieve what you want to achieve, right? So we keep that in mind. So another very important thing that you need to understand in order to achieve your goal, which is profitability, is that you need to understand that every time you open a position, you're automatically at a disadvantage, okay? And we're going to be discussing that idea in a second. So why? Why is that? Why do every time we open a position, we are automatically at a disadvantage? And that's due to the nature the industry is designed and works, okay? So due to the fact that you are a retail trader, that means that you do not have access to liquidity. And in order for you to access liquidity, you need to go through a broker, okay? They will provide you that liquidity in order for you to be able to trade the markets. Now, every time you open a trade, you are paying spreads. Right over here, you're paying the spread and you're paying commission. So what does that mean? Well, that's essentially how the brokers make their money, okay? They do not essentially care if you win or lose, because even if you win, they're not paying that out of their own pocket, okay? That is absolutely assessed by their liquidity providers and all that sort of stuff, right? But this is how they make their money. Every time you open a position, and you should be aware of this, you're paying commissions and you're paying spreads. So they will push the narrative that you need to trade as frequently as possible, right? As frequently with the biggest amount of volume as possible. That's sort of the narrative the brokers will try to suck you in, right? With these different emails about these different scalping strategies, open 5 trades in 5 minutes, win this, win that. That is all false. That is not the reality. That is just how they make their money. This is how the industry works, okay? And then you should understand why it's not surprising that 95 of retail traders absolutely fail and lose their account, okay? We've all seen it before, this 90 90 90 statistic, which essentially says that it takes 90% of traders lose 90% of their account in 90 days, okay? That's sort of one thing that occurs. So be mindful of that. You don't want to be part of it. You want to be the smart guy that is picking the good trades and avoiding and sort of, yeah, pretty much avoiding these spreads and commissions as much as possible. Okay, so that is pretty much another essential thing that you need to understand. The game and sort of the way the industry works is absolutely designed for us, the retail traders, to fail. For that reason, you should not set your goals extremely high. Okay, you need to be moderate with that, because the odds of you succeeding in this industry and game are absolutely stacked against you. So keep that in mind. Now, I really do hope this bit of information provided you some insight. I know we didn't discuss any sort of technical deal and technical ideas, but you have plenty of information about that in my channel. So feel free to walk around, turn around and see what you like, what you don't, and try to implement certain ideas that once again make sense to you, okay? But the very last thing that I want to talk about is a little bit of using trading as an escape, right? You don't like working, you don't like certain things about your life, and you are reaching out to trading in order to fix all of that, okay? And that's a very bad thing, and actually a very bad mindset once again. As we said before, guys, you want to be trading because you enjoy the process, right? Not to pay off some debt, not to pay off certain things, not to avoid dealing with people. That is not how things work. You need to be using trading as a hobby first, right? And let it slowly but surely move into a full-time income if you actually have the ability to do so. If not, hey, why not just trade as a hobby, right? And win one month, maybe lose the other one, but nevertheless, you are not stressed about paying this and paying that, because you understand that, hey, making a living out of forex trading is going to be extremely difficult. If I want, I can put the effort, once again, this is where we go back over here, the effort, time and money into achieving that. But if not, I'm just going to be using that as a hobby and something that I like, right? Rather than putting the pressure in trading to sort of pay the bills or fix your entire life. No, you want to be avoiding that. You want to be the type of trader that is trading because he really truly enjoys the process of trading. And by the way, just doing this is absolutely going to boost your probability of succeeding in this industry, rather than the other trader who is absolutely stressed, who is sort of struggling to pay their bills, and he's gambling all that in trading, right? So avoid that and be this type of trader that enjoys the process over here. To do a quick and brief summary, once again, you have all this information over here. You need to be paying attention to the things you will need to sacrifice. You need to pay attention to where you're getting your information, and you need to be aware of how the industry works and how the game is designed. I really do hope this provided you some insight. I really try my best to cover certain ideas and things that I believe should pretty much help you out in your trading. So with all that being said, guys, I wish you all good and profitable trading. I really do hope this helped you out, and I will see you guys very soon.